of January. I wanted to wait to make this video just until all the videos that I was in that were like pre-recorded with me in them were already posted on Buzzfeed's channel, so there was no confusion about that. Just in case there's anyone watching who doesn't know me, I was a video producer at Buzzfeed Video. I worked there from April of 2015 until the end of January of 2017, and I worked exclusively on this show called Ladylike from October of 2015 until when I left in January of 2017.
Ladylike, the gender stereotype channel. You know, the classic YouTube series with titles like 12 Signs Being Ladylike is not your forte. Buzzfeed, it's not down to you to tell me whether I could be a woman or not. I could do what I want. Let's face it, more of a woman than I am a man at this point.
So before I get started, I just want to say that these are the reasons why I left, not necessarily the same reasons why someone else may have left or reasons why someone else might not stay. I'm not trying to speak for anyone else but myself. Buzzfeed is a pretty big company with a lot of different types of jobs and a lot of different teams, and some of the things that I experienced that made me want to leave, someone else might not even experience.
A lot of different types of jobs over at Buzzfeed. Race baiting, gender baiting, sexual preference baiting, Buzzfeed food.
A lot of people at Buzzfeed also have different backgrounds and different career goals, so I respect everyone's decision to stay or not stay or do whatever they want with their careers. Everyone has their own path.
Different career goals. For example, what Safiya is trying to say there is there's goals like entertaining, and then there's start the race war. You know, all different goals at Buzzfeed, all different departments. You could get it all done there.
I'm also not here to trash Buzzfeed or to nitpick everything I don't like about the company.
I am.
I don't think there are a lot of people who like everything about the company that they work for or have worked for. I know that there might be some people watching for whom Buzzfeed is not their favorite thing. So the overarching reason why I left Buzzfeed is to have independence. And for me, that means a few things, but I'll start off with transparency. And by transparency, I mean transparency and open lines of communication between myself and you guys watching.
So one interesting point she makes in this video is that Buzzfeed refused to allow people to actually comment on the videos they have made for the channel, or address tweets, or address videos made. Now, there's a big reason why. As you've seen, people like me and various other YouTubers have attacked Buzzfeed in the past for making some pretty questionable content. Videos that probably shouldn't have ever been posted to the internet. Videos that definitely didn't really help what they were apparently going for. Now, the reason why a Buzzfeed employee wouldn't be allowed to get in contact with somebody like me or somebody who has left a comment on one of these videos is purely because that ruins the illusion. The illusion that Buzzfeed actually mean what they're saying in their videos. As she goes on to say in this video, you are hired to make videos go viral and you lose all control if you actually try and make content that you want. As soon as a series becomes popular enough, it's instantly chucked into one of the classic Buzzfeed baiting series. Because that's how they get paid, that's how the company carries on, and that's how they stay relevant. By pissing people off. That's pretty much how Buzzfeed works. If we fuck off enough people, we'll get a lot of money. It's kind of how the I'm Alex YouTube channel works, but just to a way lesser extent. People just get angry if I don't shave my mustache off. Glad I don't have to start race baiting yet, but trust me, we're getting close.
One of the main things that bothered me was that I was not supposed to communicate with you guys on YouTube. And what I mean by that is that we were told not to read the comments, but further than that, we were not supposed to reply to any comments in the comment section on the videos that we made.
A simple reply could have given away the fact that Buzzfeed were obviously just baiting people. It would have shown people like me, other YouTubers, people in the comments, that these videos actually shouldn't be something to get upset over because they're not actually real. They're a fabrication. They've purely been set up so that you would get angry, would tweet the video, and they would get more attention. So people like this are hired to take the fall. And the worst part is, they make these videos and they're not even allowed to clear their name.
A lot of you guys might know how much I love talking to you guys on social media, but I was never allowed to talk to you guys on YouTube. So if there was a comment that I really loved or something I thought was really funny in the comments, I couldn't say that I liked it. And if there was a question or a misconception, I couldn't clarify anything.
Now, due to the way Buzzfeed is run, as said in this video, she was getting a lot of stick for stuff that she didn't even actually do.
So the lack of transparency between Buzzfeed and you guys kind of made me both not able to take credit for the work that I did, but also made me overly accountable for decisions that were made in other parts of the company that I had nothing to do with.
She was being held accountable because of the fact that the way Buzzfeed is run, They don't actually attach any names to anything. So as soon as somebody finds out you're a BuzzFeed employee, your head goes on the chopping block. Because BuzzFeed, they're dodgy. They dabble in some interesting topics. They handle them in some interesting ways. And they don't necessarily represent people in the greatest way. So I can understand why that pressure would maybe force you out of a company like that. You know? Maybe I don't want to be the face of the next KKK video. Maybe I don't want to accidentally be attributed to genocide of black people. Maybe I prefer the $5 fries. You don't speak for me, BuzzFeed, and you definitely don't speak for them. So the way the channels run basically means that your head goes straight on the block and in one quick swipe, you're gone. They're mainly used as ploys. These people are used as human meat shields. You go on, we make you say stupid stuff, we reap the rewards, you get paid. Also, you might get a few emails and articles asking us why you fucking did this shit. But it's fine, the wage is good. Please work for us. And due to the fact that most of the BuzzFeed personalities aren't really personalities, but just ethnical stereotypes, they're easily replaceable. Oh, black man number 22 left. Let's replace him with another one. White man 54 left. Let's get another one in. Incredibly gay man has also quit BuzzFeed. Well, he's easily replaceable. In fact, instead of replacing him with a gay white male, let's get a gay black male in for a more comedic effect.
There were also issues with transparency within the company. Over the 15 months I worked on Ladylike, we could never really get a clear answer from higher-ups as to where they saw the show going or what they thought the future of Ladylike was. We didn't have a lot of meetings with higher-ups. In fact, most of what we heard was through the grapevine, but we did have one meeting, which was pretty confusing. A lot of it was about changing the direction of the show, but maybe making the format stricter, but then also maybe abandoning the format altogether. All in all, it was pretty confusing.
So basically, what she said is they had a meeting and BuzzFeed don't fucking know what they're doing. Which is pretty apparent if you just look at the YouTube channel. They really don't have a clue. They just post content and hope for the fucking best. Let's just post anything on the fucking planet. Like, look at all these channels. Why do you need these many channels? BuzzFeed blue, green, yellow, red, pink, mauve, every colour under the sun. God knows what we're doing with them.
So when Ladylike first started out, it wasn't exactly the darling of BuzzFeed. The first episode had some support because it was supposed to be a new show on the Top Knot Facebook page, which at the time was about beauty and style. But then Top Knot was changed to be solely about hair tutorials, so after the first episode, Ladylike didn't have a place there. We were told that we were allowed to keep making Ladylike, but it wasn't really a part of BuzzFeed's big picture plans. So Freddie and I kept making Ladylike episodes because we really thought that there was something there.
So basically, it's her show, it's her creation. BuzzFeed going, nah, fuck it. We don't want to fucking make this, but you can if you want, because let's face it, we have way too much money. So they allow her and her friends to keep on making these BuzzFeed videos that they don't believe are fucking going anywhere. And they start getting mad traction, and they pretty much have a meeting that goes like this. Yeah, we thought your idea was pretty shit, and we didn't really fucking want to produce it because it's not, like, severe race baiting. Yeah, sure. Do I get to make any decisions in this? No. That's the impression I get from BuzzFeed. That's how an average meeting goes. Good luck working there.
But as time went on, it felt like big picture strategizing and responsibilities were taken away from us. We were still expected to come up with the ideas for Ladylike episodes and produce a majority of them, but Freddie and I were not included in any high-level conversations about Ladylike. What I mean by that is like conversations about possible collaborations, partnerships, what's going to be on our Facebook page and our playlist, and things as small as like the branding, like what font we're going to be using. And that was pretty frustrating to me. And when I expressed my frustration and my desire to be included in those kinds of meetings, the answer was, this is how things are, this is the way the company works, and that's not your role.
That's not your role. Yeah, you don't actually have any power in this show that you're making. Go and insult a black person for views?
Another thing was this awkward dynamic where my name and my face were really associated with BuzzFeed and with Ladylike, but I didn't own any part of Ladylike, and I also wasn't included in any of the higher level strategy conversations about the show itself. So my real name and my face were associated with something that I had no ownership over.
See, what she said there about BuzzFeed being an own show is one of those things that I find incredibly interesting. For example, one of the reasons I have a YouTube channel, I make YouTube videos, is because I have complete control over what I post on here. I decide what goes up, I decide what type of video it is, I decide what goes into it, I decide how long it is, I decide what I'm doing here. It's all down to me. I am my own boss. I run this channel,